Have you ever felt like you're asking with all the strength of your soul, but it seems like no one is listening? Have you ever felt like the universe is ignoring you, even when your heart is exhausted from wanting so deeply? It's strange, because you believe, you make affirmations, you visualize, you dream with faith, but inside, something still hurts. It feels like, even while screaming within, the only answer is silence, a silence that confuses, a silence that wounds. There is a paradox that few dare to face. The universe never says no, never, but it also doesn't respond to your requests the way you expect. It responds to your deepest vibration. It responds to what you feel, not to what you say. And that's the point, because many times, what you say you want is not what your body is asking for. The mind says, yes, I can, but the heart whispers, I'm afraid. The mouth says, I trust, but the stomach tightens. The head pretends hope, but the chest holds urgency. The truth is, you never attract what you want. You attract what you vibrate. And vibration is not thought. Vibration is a state. Vibration is emotion. Vibration is living memory, pulsing in every cell of your body. That's what the universe hears. That's what it reflects back to you. According to Dr. Bruce Lipton, the science of epigenetics shows that your emotions and beliefs shape even the functioning of your cells. You can try to convince life with pretty words, but your body and the field around you is programmed by what you've lived, felt, and never healed. And that programming speaks louder than any positive thought. Joe Dispenza explains that the electromagnetic field of the heart is infinitely stronger than that of the brain, and the heart doesn't lie. The heart broadcasts what is really there: fear, trust, gratitude, scarcity, surrender. What you feel is what you transmit, and what you transmit is what the universe mirrors. It doesn't react to what you want. It responds to what you are in that exact moment. It's like a radio station. No matter how much you say you want to hear a song of peace, if your frequency is tuned to fear, it's fear that will play, always. And not because the universe is cruel, but because it is precise. It is exact. It is a mirror, not a judge. You can repeat mantras, create vision boards, perform every ritual imaginable. But if what vibrates inside you is still anxiety, scarcity, control, mistrust, that is the energy the universe will receive with a yes. Because the universe always says yes, always. But it says yes to what you truly feel, not to what you pretend to feel. Today, maybe for the first time, you'll understand why the answer seems not to come, why you feel like you're being ignored, when in truth, you're being deeply answered, but answered by what silently vibrates within you. And maybe, just maybe, you'll discover that your most powerful prayer is not made with words, but with your state of being. You might be asking for love, prosperity, healing. You might be doing it sincerely, with tears in your eyes and hope in your chest. But there's a deeper layer, often hidden, where the real request is happening. And that's where everything is decided, because it's not what you want that shapes your reality. It's what you vibrate while wanting. It's what you emanate without realizing. When you desire, often you ask with the mind, but vibrate from lack. You say, I want a new job, but inside you feel fear of failure. You affirm, I trust, but your body carries anxiety, urgency, impatience, and the universe receives that as lack, not because it interprets your words, but because it feels your energy, the silent doubt, the urgency in your heart, the tension in your body. All of this vibrates more strongly than your positive affirmation. It's as if you're saying, I believe, but your energy field is screaming, I need this, because I don't have it. And the universe, always faithful to vibration, responds with more experiences that confirm exactly this state of absence, not out of cruelty, but out of coherence. Bruce Lipton shows in his studies on epigenetics that human cells react differently depending on their emotional environment. When they feel safe, they open. When they perceive threat, they close. And this isn't just about the body, it's about the energy field we emit. When your inner state lives in alert, even if your words say, I'm fine, the universe picks up the alarm, not the sentence. It picks up the frequency, not the verbal intention. This is the silent request that sabotages everything, because on the outside, you fake control. But inside, your whole body is in defense mode. You're not vibrating a request, you're vibrating a plea. And when you beg, you confirm to the quantum field that you still believe you're separated from what you want. You don't manifest what you ask for with force. You manifest what you vibrate with truth. And as long as your truth is, I need it because I don't have it, the universe's answer will continue to be, then you're still not ready to receive. This is one of the hardest truths to accept because it demands that you look inside with honesty. It requires you to recognize the signals you're emitting, even when you try to appear strong. And maybe, just maybe, that's the first step to stop begging and start attracting. Sometimes, in your sincere desire to change your life, you try to raise your vibration. You take deep breaths, repeat positive phrases, pretend optimism, and for a few moments it even seems to work, but deep down, something still feels heavy, something still hurts, and that weight, that pain, that muffled silence still vibrates. They are still the real message the universe hears. There's a deep difference between wanting to feel good and actually being at peace, between saying you trust and holding tension in your body, between smiling on the outside and fighting not to collapse on the inside, trying to vibrate high without listening to what's hidden inside you is like trying to paint a blue sky over a storm. The paint drips, the storm returns. When you force positivity without recognizing your pain, your energy field becomes dissonant. The heart feels one thing, the mind thinks another, and the universe, sensitive to coherence, picks up that internal noise. It's as if you're saying, I'm fine, but your body is trying to say, I just want to be heard. Joe Dispenza explains that the electromagnetic field of the heart is stronger than that of the brain. That means what you feel has more creative power than what you think. So, when your feelings contradict your thoughts, your field becomes incoherent. And in that incoherence, manifestation gets blocked. Neuroscience shows that this misalignment creates physiological stress. The body enters survival mode, and you cannot create a new reality from a place of fear. You can't access a new field of possibilities while your body is just trying to survive the present. Greg Braden talks about coherence as the key to conscious creation. When thought, feeling, and action resonate together, the field vibrates with clarity, and it is in that clarity that the universe responds. But as long as there is disconnection between what you say and what you feel, the answer will be confused, delayed, or often non-existent. Performative positivity, this attempt to look good at all costs, is an escape, a mask, and the universe doesn't respond to the mask. It responds to the real frequency behind it. It takes courage to listen to yourself, courage to say, I'm still afraid, I still feel insecure, I still don't fully believe. Because only when you listen to yourself with truth can you begin to transform with authenticity. And that authenticity is the beginning of true high vibration, not the kind you force, but the kind that is born silently from self-acceptance. You don't vibrate high by pretending light. You vibrate high when you embrace your shadows with love, because it's from that embrace, from that sincere acceptance, that the alchemy begins. It's when you stop resisting what you feel that what you feel begins to heal. And when it heals, the frequency changes, not because you forced it, but because you integrated it. To manifest is not to shout louder. It's not to demand with more strength. To manifest is to become the frequency of what you desire. And to become that frequency, you need to clean what still blocks it in you. You don't attract love just by asking for love. You attract love when you dissolve the wounds that scream abandonment. You attract abundance when you release the scarcity that still makes you clench your jaw at night. You attract peace when you allow yourself to cry what you've held in for years, because each tear you don't cry becomes tension in your body. Each feeling you repress becomes noise in your energy field, and each internal noise distorts the signal you send to life. It's not about controlling everything you feel. It's about listening, welcoming, loving everything that still hurts, because only in love does energy transmute. Only in acceptance does frequency rise. The universe is not ignoring you. It is responding faithfully, precisely, honestly to your internal coherence. It is showing you not what you want, but what you still need to see, feel, embrace, and free. So, before asking for more, listen to what you're already emanating. Before begging for change, feel what your energy has been creating. Because when your vibration changes, not just the superficial one, but the deep one, life doesn't delay. Life responds. You don't need to scream to the universe. You just need to become the silent yes that no longer begs, because it already knows it is. That is the true vibration, the one that doesn't come from fear or urgency, but from the peace of someone who has remembered their truth. You don't attract what you say you want. You attract what you are when you no longer doubt what you deserve. The one that is made in resonance with trust, the one that doesn't beg, but gives thanks for already knowing itself united with the source that creates all things. The universe is like an echo. It doesn't hear the plea, it hears the vibration behind it, and that's what it mirrors back, always, without failure, without judgment. There is only response, only reflection. And when that reflection hurts, it's not punishment, it's an invitation, a calling to return to your center, to return to feeling, to return to the frequency of what is true within you, because it is there, only there, that everything begins to align. So if you want to change what you receive, change what you emit. If you want to shift what arrives, shift what you vibrate, not outside, but within, because the universe always says yes, always, but that yes is not to your desire, it's to your state. And when your state changes, the world changes with you. If this message resonated with you, if something inside you recognized itself in these words, then subscribe to the channel. Here we speak soul to soul, with truth, with depth, and with respect for your time and your journey. And if you feel that someone you love also needs to hear this, share it. A simple share can be the beginning of someone's awakening. Leave your comment. Tell me what touched you. When you write it down, you anchor this awareness within yourself. And when you speak from the heart, the universe responds. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep vibrating what you want to see reflected. The universe is listening, always.